Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Jenna held it down on Friday. She did a good job. And just want to thank you for being here and filling in for me. I didn't think she was going to do it, but she did. And thank you to the Bearded Picker for doing that, kind of hanging out and keeping her company and kind of keeping the conversation flowing along with her. So thanks for that. Now, the initial title of this video was to talk about just, avoiding distractions and, not letting the lack of sales slow you down and just keep you moving. And I think that's, I still want to talk about that. But watching Primo Kimo's live today, Josh Galt kind of came across something that was alarming. And he shared that, and what the title says. Actually, I don't think I changed the title on this, did I? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But what the title should say is that eBay is now allowing you to accept a best match. So you can match the other seller's price if your buyer wants to cancel due to a price. Maybe they found a lower price, right? And that was sort of alarming that in this particular case, Josh Galt had said, hey, I just got this cancellation request on an item I sold, and it came up with a pop-up on the app, on the eBay app, that said, do you want to price match or match the price? And he was like, okay, and he couldn't exit that screen. It was like a pop-up on the app. He couldn't go anywhere other than either answer yes or no. So he said yes. And now a lot of people out there are like, well, screenshots or it didn't happen. So why I was late was because I was trying to get these things to actually show. So it wouldn't come up for me on StreamYard with just a screenshot, just for whatever reason. But I can show you on my phone. And I did get permission from Josh to show this. So now here's the transaction at hand here. He had a vintage 1990s mini hair iron. Okay, you guys see that? I don't know if that's focused. Okay, yeah, maybe it's focused there. Okay, so you could see that. Okay, now that was the sale, right? It says your refund's being initiated. That's after he did this. So now if we go to this is the screen that he got after he selected that. Now he didn't take the screenshot of the little pop-up that he had to answer. But if you read that, so the buyer's cancellation request has been declined and a refund has been issued for the difference to the buyer. Please fulfill the buyer's order. Okay. That's proof in the pudding right there. It's happening. And of course, I scratched out the buyer's name. And you see on the bottom it says found better price. See if I can get this. Shows the refund that he gave. $5.21 is what ended up coming out. I'm sorry for this. My camera's just...
Stop moving it.
I can't. My hand is fidgety. So that's not important. The important one to see was, you want to be Vanna White?
I can.
And then, of course, this other one, it says, you decline the cancellation. Here, you hold it up, Vanna. And that's alarming. You declined. See, you're not getting it to focus.
Move out of the screen.
It didn't work. So there it goes. Oh, well, you guys get the point. I think the one that I did get in focus was the important one anyway. That simply showed that please cancel this order. Thank you. Is the buyer's comment. It says refund for the difference has been issued to the buyer. The buyer's cancellation request has been declined and a refund has been issued for the difference to the buyer. Please fulfill the buyer's order. So it's a thing, guys. It is a thing. And is it a test thing that maybe just Josh was in on? Maybe they selected his account to sort of, we're all beta testers. We talk about this all the time. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? The biggest question for me is the same, regardless of what they do with this. I mean, it's kind of nice that they give you the opportunity to save the sale now, if that's what's happening. rather than just going, wow, I mean, what lower price? But to me, why was there a lower price shown to the buyer in the first place? You know, when they get that screen where they're checking out, it just be like hyping up their purchase. Hey, you made a great purchase. You know, it's going to be shipped out to you soon. And if they wanted to show other possible opportunities to make another sale on their platform, how about show accessories for that item? You just bought this iPhone. How about here's some great cases that'll match up with this phone? Things like that. I can see them upselling things, but oh, you just bought this red shirt on eBay. How about these black pants that'll go great with that? Okay, that makes sense to me. But to show the same item, you're causing buyer confusion. It is a high effort for a buyer to buy an item on eBay these days. Between checking out and seeing, wow, there's a lower price, and then you feel like you have to beg your seller to cancel the order, or you get a successful sale and you're like, when is this dude shipping this thing out? I mean, you're constantly, as a buyer, you know, have to be on top of things just to feel like, you know, you're buying what you need on the platform. And here comes eBay to make the process even more difficult. And now it becomes, for sellers, it's like a race to the bottom. You know, how low does eBay want us to go? Do they really not want to support the sellers? It's frustrating. A lot of you guys are feeling that. I kind of feel that way by looking at this. But ultimately, the takeaway should be, you know, this is just another obstacle that we should be aware of. These are things that are happening on the platform that we should be aware of. And we shouldn't allow it to bring us down or leave the platform, that type of thing. It just should just create awareness. And we need to create an action plan as to, am I going to play that game and say yes to a difference in price, or am I going to stand my ground and say, no, this was the price that you agreed on. This is the contract that you agreed to, this particular price. And no, you can go get it somewhere else, and then choose to block the buyer. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be different people taking different stances on this, and it just depends on a number of factors. And there's really, I don't think, a wrong answer here as to how you want to handle it. I think each person is going to have to look at it and handle it differently. In Josh's case, it was an older item, long tail item. He chose to get the sale and get it out of here. I'm sure it feels like a shakedown though. It just feels like a shakedown sponsored by eBay.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't happen. eBay should not do that. It's not right. So that's my diatribe. I didn't go on that long, but I just wanted to at least start the conversation with actual proof that you guys can see for yourself. Again, that's what it is. And you're shaking my table now. Okay. It says refund has been issued to the buyer. The buyer's cancellation request has been declined, and a refund has been issued for the difference to the buyer. Please fulfill the buyer's order.
But what? So if, hold on.
Hold on. Can't hold on that long.
Refund of the buyer.
I gotta say,
if they wanted to cancel the order, maybe that's not the reason. Well, they put that as the reason. I don't know.
Well, good. Let me put it this way: buyers are oblivious to lower prices if eBay doesn't assist with that.
I mean, what if they didn't care about price and all that? I mean,
obviously they do.
Well, I mean, I get it, but
you know, I got to tell you, most buyers are price sensitive.
Yeah.
They are looking, if they see 3 or 4 of the same items, I'm promising you, they're going to look first at the item with the lowest price. Now, my other thought of this thing was, let's say, okay, eBay's showing a similar item or the same item. What's to say these 2 used items, let's say there's 2 used items, one has an issue like a scratch and the other one doesn't, right? So eBay is showing the buyer not necessarily the same item then. It's going to create a bad experience for the buyer, knowing that Josh is a pristine one. This other one is something's wrong with it. Maybe the light doesn't work on this thing. Maybe there's a problem, and that's in the listing, but they've looked at Josh's pristine item and said, you know what, I'll save $5 and try to go with this other one. without really looking at the details of that transaction. It's just messy to me, and it should never, ever happen. And what's to say, and I don't even know how this thing works. How does eBay know that a buyer found a lower priced item? Did they buy it? And then eBay said, there's 2 transactions for the same item. So we see the difference and we're going to calculate it that way. Or are they is the buyer inputting the difference, the amount difference in there? So is there even an alternate item that the buyer was going to buy?
I really wish I could test it.
I don't know how this works. I mean, I guess from the buyer side, can the buyer make anything? Can the buyer make it up? Oh, I saw it $10 cheaper somewhere else. It kind of makes me think of and I don't know if this is a thing anymore, but I pulled it up on Google, and back in 2018, eBay instituted a best price guarantee. It's a best price matching system. eBay has some of the best prices anywhere. That's a promise we stand behind. If you buy an eBay deal or another top product on eBay and then find a better price with a competitor, within 48 hours, we'll cover 110% of the difference. And this is an actual eBay page. Doesn't say that it's now over. This program is still a thing. But apparently you can, within 48 hours of buying an item on eBay, if you find a better price on Amazon or Walmart.com, you can contact a rep at eBay and they'll give you 110% of the difference back. And I'm kind of wondering if they've extended this over to now us. And we're now, it's like they're pitting each seller against each other type of thing. And it just shouldn't happen. It's just not good business. We have Corey Cloud with us. Thanks for being here. Mike Camparelli, got to say, Mike, thank you so much. Just the thoughtfulness. You sent a box of golf balls. You guys know I went on my golf trip. Had a good time. Very, very exhausting.
The camera is really, really high.
It is high, isn't it? What did you do to my camera?
I didn't touch. Well, I did touch.
There, that's a little bit better. Sorry about that, guys.
I lied.
You did touch it.
I did touch it.
Yeah, see. But had a very good and profitable trip. And I didn't, golf was okay. I mean, the first day I got there, I played great. And it was like my swing went to crap, and it just is what it is. Still had a good time, but made a lot of over $2,000 playing poker. 4 days. So that was really nice to come home with a nice little chunk of change. But it was even nicer to come home to, a box from a good buddy named Mike Camparelli, and it had some golf balls in there to replace the ones that I lost on my trip. So I appreciate you on that. And speaking of golf, got my golf hat that never came before I went. So got my Masters shirt that my buddy got for me at the Masters. If you guys see the Masters shirts at a yard sale, I'm telling you guys, that's a bolo. You got to pick them up. The price on this was $110.
I thought it was 120.
It's 110. And then on this here, I ordered these shoes. Now, kudos to this seller on Mercari. He had zero feedback on Mercari. It means he was a new seller. And I took a chance on this, thinking, okay, these are shoes I could not find 2 years ago when they came out, and in my size 12. Cannot find them anywhere else online except this guy happens to have them brand new in the box. And just to show you, and if you find these,
can you tell them what kind they are?
These are Puma Arnold Palmer very limited edition shoes. Tell me those aren't sick. Those are
and they
really
match.
sweet. Arnold Palmer.
See the umbrella and the umbrella?
Yeah. So for me, this would have been something I needed this weekend because all the guys dressed up in their golf gear and attire, and this would have been pretty sick to wear. But nonetheless, if you guys come across those brands, of course, this hat was like $30-something. So the Arnold Palmer Puma hats are also in demand. Mike says, speaking about cancellations, amidst the great sales weekend, I had 4 of them. Each one comes immediately after the sale was made. Good business model, eBay. Nothing more disappointing, right? You make a sale, you're like, yes, made a sale. 10 to 15 minutes later, if that, you get what is that noise, that sound? It's like that.
I don't know what noise it is.
We all know what it is.
We all know what it is, and we're all like, ooh.
Maybe I need to get a stream deck like Primo Kimo and have those. Oh, that'll really screw people up, wouldn't it? the cha-ching and those notification
Yeah.
sounds from eBay, everyone's going to be looking at their phone, you know, but that sound, the dreaded one, and we look at our phones to go, oh, they want to cancel. All right, so disappointing. Maybe this is, for some people, maybe this is a good thing. Look, I want to get rid of this item. I guess there's nothing worse than having a long tail item that finally sales. You're like, oh, got rid of it, and now they want to cancel, and you're like, man, I got to send them this thing for another 5 months. So maybe giving them $5, $10 back is, you know what? I don't even care at this point. Just get it out of here. So I want to know what you guys think on that. Is it a good thing, or is there a mixed bag out there? Callie Deb says, good afternoon, John and Jenna. My eBay has taken a hit again. Sales on the 3 other platforms doing better than eBay. John, I hope you had a good golfing trip. Yeah, one thing I wanted to share with you guys, and this is what I think I'll be able to share here just a second. I just want to get one thing I didn't do is get the orientation of my screen the way I want it. So I want to share this with you, though. It is on Poshmark. So 2 Saturdays ago, I went to a yard sale, and I bought a Yoda backpack.
No, just go to log in. It's already saved.
Oh, okay, well, it's not saved on this one. So I bought a Yoda backpack. This thing's going to give me fits here, so I apologize. And it was $5. And I thought, this is too cool. I checked out the comps on it, and it was showing me that it was like $50 bucks. I thought, you know what, $5 to $45.50, that's not bad at all. Put it up on eBay. Now, Jenna does a cross listing, and now this is the benefit to me in my mind. You guys should be cross listing. She did a cross listing. I don't know what prompted her to list the item at this particular price point, but she put it up on Poshmark at $89. And
how much was it on eBay?
I
only do it a couple dollars more.
Okay, well,
here, I'll tell you how much I had it.
So she put it up for $89, and guess what, guys?
$72.24. You had it up there.
Well, that's what we ended up getting after the fees.
No,
this thing sold.
This is on eBay.
This thing sold for $89, and $72 what we got after the fact, at the end of the transaction, and this thing shipped out today. Now, wanted to point something pretty cool out. These aren't stock photos, by the way. This is we should get a sponsorship with Photo Room, but I told Photo Room to give me a background of Yoda's little hideout in Dagobah, and it came up with this. And all I had was this thing propped up. I don't know why that photo didn't come out better, but I had it propped up against the wall and just did a background removal on it. So I thought that was kind of a cool thing to share with you guys. That is our sale of the week with Yoda and Star Wars. So if you see that backpack, grab it. It was new with tags.
You had it marked on eBay for $89.99.
Why did I have it priced so high? I mean, the comps weren't supporting that.
You said when you listed it, you said the comps were really good.
Well, obviously so. Poshmark to the rescue.
Poshmark, they didn't even send me like an offer or anything. They bought it full price.
And that just goes to show you guys, what I sold that for 89 on, or she said 79 on eBay. It's hard to say, right? But the fact that we cross-posted with, to Poshmark, I don't know if you put it on Mercari. That would have been kind of a waste of time, maybe. But the fact that we pushed it over to the other platforms gave it a chance to be bought by someone else. So if your sales are struggling, don't matter how you do it, but we work with TreeCat. They're still currently not charging you to use their service. Use the link down below if you're interested in doing that, and just give them a shot and see if it's going to work out for you, because I got to tell you guys, I think we would probably still be sitting on this Yoda if we didn't have it cross-posted. So.
And I hate to tell you, but that thing is really, really scary looking to me.
Well,
especially in person.
That's not too bad.
No, it's ugly. It's not like a baby Yoda where it's cute. It's not.
And it sheds too. It sheds. So I'm sitting there using like tape to get like all the hair off the thing. I'm like, man. And I realized Yoda's shedding. It comes from his little hairs up there. I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, that was our sale of the week, and I'm happy for it. Let's see here. More Callie Deb says, sorry to hear about the cancellations, Mike. I had unpaid items, which is unusual these days, and it happens. It does happen. And as I explained in a video I put out last week, that there's a number of reasons why you're getting unpaids, and that's because maybe the card they put on file doesn't have the funds. The billing address may have changed, doesn't line up. When they go to run that charge through, it'll kick it back every time if there's a problem. We've got Biscuit Butt. Word up, FAE fam. Hey, Corey, Mike, and Debs. And I'm sure he meant to say hello to everyone as well. We got Biscuit Butt saying, now when is Jenna getting a week off? Well, now that you mentioned it.
Now that you mention it.
She will not be here on Friday.
I will not be here on Friday. I am going to California to surprise my mom for Mother's Day. Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I have another trip at the end of the month to go watch my nephew promote from junior high to high school. And then the following week, I have another trip that I'm going to be bouncing around from Burbank to Menifee, Burbank to Menifee, Burbank to Menifee 4 times. So it's going to be a doozy, but yeah.
What week is that?
The first week of June.
And then we have the week of the 21st, we have my daughter.
Yes.
And the grandkids coming out.
Of May 21st. So that's going to be a whole week full.
But we're gonna still find time for you guys. It's important for us, even though I call them distractions. I mean, they're really not, but I call anything that takes you away from the business is really, whether it's a good thing or bad thing. This whole golf thing was a distraction. I really turned it into another gear, put items up on schedule to get listed while I was gone. Made a big difference to her account. She made some great sales on her account while I was gone. My account seemed to suffer on Friday and Saturday.
It went down the toilet.
And then Sunday, it knew I got home Saturday night, because it's like I could have stayed Saturday night out there, but the AC was out in the cottage. And I'm like, the night before it was out, I'm not sleeping in 85-degree anything. So I'm like, you know what? 10 o'clock at night, 3.5 hour drive. See you guys. I'm out of here.
John would never do well camping.
No, I've done camping before, but it's like after 4 days of that. Well, but I know what camping is. Look, after 4 days of 5 hours a night sleep and going to bed late, playing cards, waking up early to go play golf and playing golf, and just no R&R time, to my body was just, look, I guess I'm getting older. It's part of getting older. I was like done, and I'm like,
well, you're looking a lot more awake today. Yesterday,
I slept great last night.
Woo! This guy, he looked like, know, when you wake up and your eyes are all puffy and nothing just looks right. Yeah. He looked like that all day yesterday.
I felt like that all day yesterday, and I still got up and we got some stuff done. We got some listings done, and I said to her last night, we're getting to bed early, and we're. If we need to sleep, we can sleep.
We were in bed with the lights off, the TV off, the phones off by 9:20.
I know.
That's shocking.
I felt like Josh Galt just for a split second.
Just 1 second.
Yeah. Knowing that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But I can tell you, I feel a lot better because of it. And it's one of those things where sometimes you need a vacation from the vacation. Well, it's all a distraction. So back in the grind, I have a ton of merchandise that I picked up, not only before we left, but I went and picked up some more today. I have nowhere to put it. I think I still have the stuff in my car. I haven't unloaded my car yet because I have no place to put it.
You do.
I do, but I don't want to pile it up, upon itself. And so I'll work it out, but it's a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah. We got Beard says, hello, Moist fam. Ping G says, hello, John, Jenna, and the chat.
Yeah, he can say it all day long in the chat, but he couldn't say it to me.
Andy Reno says, hi, John and Jenna and FA family. Hope everyone is doing well. Jackie Bleckner says, hi, all. Thanks for being here, Jackie. Callie Gibbs says, I hope none of you are in the high-risk tornado areas. Looking mighty scary out there in the Midwest.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I think so. So stay safe, everyone. I mean, we're here to kind of keep you distracted from all that. If you're, indoors, hopefully you're indoors and not out and about.
We had a gnarly windstorm on Saturday night and into Sunday. I mean, it was whipping. When he got home from the river, it was 2:00 in the morning, and I can't sleep. So I waited up for him. And then, even when he got home, he literally within 2 seconds was zonked out, but I couldn't sleep because the wind was ripping through the backyard. Just my furniture was all over the yard. Just everything. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, nothing compared to, the people who lost their homes and stuff. But man, that was a wild windstorm we had. I gotta go. There's somebody at the door.
Okay, so Ping says, I'm in Anaheim. Weather is lovely.
I heard it was really nice out there.
And the river, the weather was lovely in Arizona. It was just 85 to 90 degree days every day, and it was really, really nice. Biscuit Butt's saying, I'm going to listen while I work. Okay, so he's out and about working. Let's see, and we didn't get the winds in Arizona that we had here in Vegas. Mike Sellers with us. Thanks for being here, Mike. Flip It Good says, hi, John, Jenna, and happy Monday. Happy Monday to everyone out there. Joe Samard says, howdy y'all. Windy in Dakota. What's with all the wind everywhere? Henri Squaw says, howdy, John, Jenna, and FAE chat. We've got Keith in the house, says, hello all. And Paul Rose says, hi, John, Jenna, and FAE chat. Present for once lately. Yeah, nice that you decided to stay up with us as your late night show. He's in the UK, and it's currently, 11:30 p.m., I believe. Silver Harris says, who is the new guy, Jenna? Who's the new guy?
This is my husband. This is Silver Fox.
No One Design says, oh, look, Jenna got paid in chocolates.
No, I didn't.
She kind of did. Before I left, she got a big tub of these salted caramel dark chocolate things. And then she's like, honey, I want to do Weight Watchers. Well, make up your mind which one you want to do, because this ain't helping
even somebody who's trying to lose weight should not try to deprive themselves of certain things.
Duncan VR says, good day, John and Jenny. Oops, Jenna, I hope your day goes well. My stuff keeps on selling, and it's hard keeping up with listing. How are your sales?
I wish everyone had that problem, Duncan.
I know what that feeling is. When you maintain a lower volume store, when you make a lot of sales, you're feeling like, I got to get the listings up back to where they were, more so than you'd feel if you had a huge store. So I don't know what side of the coin you guys are on, and really it is what it is. You guys have large stores. If you're making it work for you and you're happy with the sales, keep doing that. That's all that matters. Sandra says, hello, FA family.
Hi, Sandra.
We've got Spam Banshee, and I'm sure we have Primo with her. Thank you for being here.
You forgot Joe.
Joe? I did say Joe was earlier. You skipped Joe when you walked out of the room.
Hi, Joe.
Christy says, hello all. Thanks for being
Christy.
here, Christy. Keith says, did you know that eBay for Business Facebook no longer has anything to do with negative feedback removal? They've all punted that process over to one team somewhere in the back room. It might be just AI. And they, of course, don't tell us what team that is. But whenever you call to have it removed, they'll say, well, we need to fill out the request on your behalf. And to me, I'd rather just do it on my own, because no one can fight your battle better than you and explain what's going on with your situation better than you. So go on to the feedback removal tool and just, put it in and see if you can get it removed. And if you get it removed, great. If not, just put a professional reply and move on. We had a negative that came through on our account, or on my main account.
Really?
Yeah, we sure did. And so I sold this. It's a heater. It's one of those oil filled radiator heaters I mean, right before summer, who buys a heater? But okay. Picked it up for like $5, sold it open box condition for like $60 plus shipping. And they got it, and it says the radiator has several vents. Was it dropped? This was not in the description. The radiator seems to work okay. Hope it's safe to use. Well, I mean, it could have been dropped, but it was in.
Well, but why wouldn't you send an email? Why wouldn't you send a message to us to say that?
Because eBay, when you log into your account, eBay will pop up we see that you got your item. Please rate your seller or the experience here. And then you're kind of, well, I guess eBay's forcing it down my throat. I guess I'll give an honest review, because I've had that happen. And I rated my seller on a couple items that I received last week. So to me, this is what eBay is asking them to do, and they do it. I'm sure it wasn't something that they had planned to go online to buy something else and saw that it popped up. They may never have left a negative feedback. It's these little things that eBay does to really undermine the seller. It feels like they just do, between the whole cancellation thing and the whole negative or the option to leave, or prompting the buyer to leave a negative feedback. Many people, they just let things slide. Like this guy, they're going to use the heater. They're going to make it work. It seems to work okay. It fulfills the purpose. So, they just let it go. But here comes eBay, here, tell us all about it. And they do. And I just really think it undermines the selling experience. And maybe that's what they're trying to do. Maybe they're trying to push out sellers off the platform. I don't know what the point is. Seems like they could spend their time implementing things that really help make more sales instead of losing sales. To me, it just doesn't make sense. So Beard says eBay needs to stop showing other sellers listings of the same item on listings. They have caused this problem for us to lose more money. Yep. And in turn, they lose money. What's to say that this item was, in Josh's case, was $5. I mean, we're talking $5. What's to say it was a bigger item? $200, maybe they found it for $150. Well, eBay just lost fees off of $50. They're not in the business of losing money, so why would they ever have this feature to begin with? I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Kelly Deb says, I think that price matching thing has happened to Josh is horrible. But if it's happened to Josh, and we have actual proof, not that I doubted Josh, but I think a lot of people needed to see what he sees. If that happened to Josh, when is it going to start happening to us? And that, to me, can be frustrating. That long tail item that's been sitting there, you're finally happy to get rid of, and now they want you to, take less. This doesn't seem
it's just frustrating.
Gail says, hello, John and Jenna.
Hi,
thanks for being here. Bearded Pickers, all those rainbows on your hat, John. What kind of golf trip did you go on? This is Arnold Palmer's logo.
Those are not rainbows, by the way.
Those are umbrellas. These are Arnold Palmer's logo.
Red, yellow, white, and green. That's not a rainbow.
And if you've been on my golf trip, you'll see just the loudest and craziest outfits these guys have. Yeah, they get drunk later on in the evening and give us their money at the poker table. But I'm glad
they all want to know how much you won.
Over $2,000. The first night won $840, and then $500, then $700, and then the fourth night only $100. The last night I was there on Saturday night, I couldn't get a seat because I went with a couple friends to the casino across the way for dinner, and we lost like $300. I lost $300 at the casino. My friend won $2,000. So whatever.
He has this incredible luck, I tell you.
Oh, he does. Incredible. And he was like, hey, let's do this. He put $200 in the roulette machine. It's one of those, it's an actual wheel with a ball, but you bet on the machine. And he put in $200. He's all, pick two numbers. I gave him 26 and 30. And he put $20 on each of them. If it hits, you win it. It's yours. Of course, it didn't hit. Like, let's do it again. He does it again because he's up like $2,000. Doesn't hit. So we go cash out his ticket before we leave. We walk by the machine, and the spin after that, my number came up. So it'd have been worth $700. So just
wait till you see what Shane says. In the
Henri Squaw says, does it tell you what you are matching? It does not tell you what you're matching. And that's the concern for me. If the buyer buys your item, they go into cancel, eBay asks them, why are you canceling? They put found lower price. Well, does eBay then look at their purchase history to see that they bought it at a lower price? Or do they take the buyer's word? Do they say, how much lower was it? $5?
Yeah.
Do they put $5 or do they put $20? And does eBay then say, okay, well, we'll send this to your seller and maybe they'll match it? I don't know, but it to me seems like a way to shake you down on the price from the buyer. If they didn't even buy the item, the second item, how does eBay know? Maybe they found it on another website at a lower price, and is just eBay taking the buyer's word for it. It just, again, here's another situation where transparency is huge. How about, hey guys, here's a new feature we're going to have. Maybe you can use it, maybe you can't, but just to know, now we're going to allow your buyers to cancel and give you a chance to match that lower price. And we're only doing it if we can verify they bought another item. That kind of thing. Okay. You've told us that you're doing it, but just to sneak this in there and start doing it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense at all. I mean, we're running our business and information is key. And I think each and every person needs to kind of know what the rules are before we start playing the game. Mark says, hi, John and Jenna. Is there a problem with your flipping email? I sent you and Jenna an email last week, but no reply. No, not a problem with my email. The problem that I had is on my trip, I had no reception. So I couldn't read anything.
And I had no time to check the flipping ain't easy email.
Got back Saturday night. Got up Sunday feeling bad, but I got to work and just trying to catch up on things I needed to catch up on. Woke up this morning. We had like 25 packages that need to be shipped. I had to run over to get more merchandise and scramble to get stuff ready for the show. So I will be getting in touch with my emails here. So I apologize for that.
I apologize, but I don't, when it comes to the flippin' ain't easy email, if I'm by myself or away, it's kind of unfortunately on the back burner. Yeah.
And it's no slight against anytime I don't answer an email, it's not a slight against you. Just know that there's something preventing me. It's a time availability situation that's preventing me from saying, oh, let's go look at my emails, because generally they will pop up on my phone, but unless I catch the pop-up notification, I got a new email, I'll miss it until I take the time to look at it.
But we'll look at it when we're done here.
Callie Deb says, Josh Galt, if you do it, if they did it to you, they'll do it to all of us. Yes, I agree. It's coming to a eBay store nearest you. Yeah. Biscuit Butt says, how does price match benefit eBay? Seems like less in fees. eBay now gets horrible business practice to lose money. Yep.
And they're refunding the buyer the difference.
Yeah. Josh says, I've never seen it before. This is the first time I've ever seen this.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Josh on the phone. He gave me permission to show his screenshots, but he had shared the screenshots with me after talking to him, saying, I know it was a one-time pop-up that it didn't give you a chance to leave the screen. So, you're in the moment. You didn't think to take a screenshot. But I said, go back and see if you got a message from eBay, or if, there was something in the transaction details. And so he found it. He sent me the screenshots of that. So
that's crazy.
Larry Todd says, so you sell something and eBay says, take less or cancel. Bullshit. Pardon my bullshit. Yep. And isn't that so? Doesn't eBay say that? Maybe eBay can change the terms of the sale. It seems like eBay's allowing the buyer to change the terms of the sale after they agreed upon this binding contract, right? So this binding contract doesn't exist anymore. It's just I guess maybe that's the change. Maybe the terms and conditions that you put in the listing are negotiable after the sale. Apparently that's what it is. No One Design says, I decline on any pop-up to price match. What if it's a long tail item and sitting in your store forever, and you're like, I just want to get rid of this thing. Maybe you're thinking of putting it in a yard sale, and finally here comes some guy, buys it, and then this is the option that you have. Do you want to sell it, or do you want to put it back in your shelf? Mike Gerda says, well, if that happens to me, the buyer will be more than welcome to accept a dirty, worn game at a cheaper price. I will refuse it if the condition doesn't match. But how do you know if it matches the condition? You don't even know if they bought another item. You don't even know, maybe this is a tactic. I'm sure the buyers don't know about this yet, but sellers that are buyers are going to learn that they can buy an item, cancel it, and then due to price, expecting that they could possibly get it at a cheaper price if they want it. It just, and what happens to the other item? The other item, if eBay is looking at the fact that they bought another item, okay, is eBay going to cancel that sale, that the replacement item that they bought, to now give you back the sale? How does that work? And you know what I'm saying? There's so many crazy things here. How does it work? Because you can process that cancellation within, what, 2 days. So did they buy it already? Are they looking at this new item? Is the item on hold? Is it the item that now you're selling available for anyone to see that the buyer? It's so confusing. I'm trying to put out these scenarios, but
You're confusing me.
well, okay.
Maybe you should just stop.
I should stop, but eBay should stop. They really should just make improvements that's going to help the seller, or even to help the buyer, help the buyer experience. This doesn't help either.
Yeah.
Biscuit Butt says, unless eBay is showing items that they make more money because that seller is promoting higher, very unethical. But they're losing money. They are losing money here. I don't see where eBay's making or winning. eBay's not winning here. Ping G says, when a buyer makes a purchase, eBay has to stop showing similar identical items that have a lower price when they check out. Could it be that maybe their intention is to show items that are similar, like accessories? Because we know how bad search is, right? We put something in. I want this iPhone 15 case, right? And instead of an iPhone 15 case, they'll show you some cases, but they'll also show you a phone. I already got the phone. I just want the case. So maybe their recommendation search is still that bad to where maybe they intend on showing accessories for that item they just bought, and all that comes up is the same item that they just bought.
Yeah.
But they need to do better in either case. Henri Squaw says, I can see this creating problem buyers. Yeah, it's creating problems for everyone. Andy Reno says, I just got 2 returns last week. Buyer found better price. And it's just a matter of time before that pop-up comes up on your phone. Now, if you're not using the app, you're never going to see that because it's a feature. From what I understand, it's a feature that's only on the app. So you go and process the cancellation on the PC or the Mac as you normally would, and you're never going to see that option. Maybe it's going to be something that's implemented on the PC as well. I don't know. But usually new features are implemented on the app before it hits the PC. Duncan VR says, so you can undercut your own item price now if a buyer sees your item cheaper with another seller. Who comes up with this crap?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like, let's get together and think of, they're in this boardroom. Let's get together and think of features that's going to just undermine the seller and create confusion for the buyer. Anyone have anything? Okay, let's just show the same item they bought. Okay, let's do that. Doesn't make sense to me. Kate Picker says, hello, FA peeps. I love that hat, John. I like it too. I like it more than when I bought it. Maybe it's because I got the shoes. I paid full ask for those shoes. It was weird because on Mercari, this guy had only this one pair of shoes. And, the frugal part of me said, okay, let's make the guy an offer. I offered him $110 plus shipping, $110. Not a peep. Didn't get back to me. And then my offer timed out. I'm like, well, how about $120? Get another offer. Nothing. I'm like, well, do I risk? And I was actually out there and I had some reception and I'm like, I was still thinking about those shoes. I'm like, I don't care if I had them for this trip or not. I want those shoes. And I wonder if I risk making the purchase if the guy is going to even ship them, because he couldn't see my comments in the messages.
Well,
Will he even see that?
It may not be that. He didn't.
Well,
he doesn't look at his phone or get the notifications.
Well, I'm sure what happened was I did the full $150 plus, no, it was $139.99 plus the shipping and the fees that the buyer has to pay now. And I'm sure he got the text message that he got a sale. See, when you get a message from a buyer on Mercari, you don't get a text message. It just accumulates in your Mercari messages. But when you get a sale on Mercari, you get a text message saying, oh, you just sold this item, because he shipped it fast.
Yeah, it was here.
And, you know, kudos to the guy. He
Got here on Friday.
double boxed it. He put it in another box with the little bit of padding for the, I mean, it was a great transaction. But to me, it could have been, maybe he would have taken a lower price and maybe shipped it in time, because he shipped it fast here.
When did you send him the offer? Do you remember?
It was about 5 days before the trip, but he's over in Colorado. So he shipped it here in 2 days. So it would have been here had I paid full price. That's on me. My bad on that. Nonetheless, I'm happy that it didn't sell out from under me, because I would have been pretty like bummed. Man, now there's a second chance I would have had to get these shoes, and I missed it. Brenda Smith says, happy Monday, everyone. 2 sales this week on time away. There you go.
Oh,
Nothing wrong with that. Vintage Vanya. I had to give full refund and item ID still en route, $198.
Oh, I had to do that on Friday too.
Now, if you guys think the eBay is tough, Amazon is very tough. Look, I sent some roller skates. That guy that he only wanted to speak in Spanish, and he's saying, hey, I guess we needed this for a birthday party, and we need our money back. We don't need this anymore. We had to buy another item or something. So he opens up something with Amazon. Amazon's like, well, process the I'm away. Jenna's sending me these messages. I can't even see them until I get into town. And I'm like, well, just give the guy a refund. I mean, I don't want Amazon to step in and refund the guy on my behalf, because I know that what eBay does with it can't be good for my account health on Amazon. So that $90-something, you just eat it. Now, if the item shows up, guess what? He gets a free pair of roller skates, and I'm still out the money. And I don't believe that Amazon has any kind of deal where they're going to make you whole. Like, at least that's what used to be on eBay. I'm not even sure if that's a thing on eBay anymore. Ping G says, if eBay wants to price match, they should refund the buyer out of their own funds, not the seller funds. I agree with that. I agree with that.
What you think they did?
No, because they would have just done it. Why would they give Josh the opportunity to take less? And it shows in his transaction details that he ended up giving the buyer a partial refund, is what it shows. And yeah, so why don't?
Oh, sorry, light bulb just came on.
Okay, so they basically stepped in and said, Josh, if you want the sale, you need to offer the buyer a partial refund.
That's awful.
Yeah, why don't they institute the old policy they have, 110% price match guarantee? Do that and let it come out of eBay's pocket if they want to do that so bad. Larry Todd, a contract is no longer binding on eBay. Bullshit. Pardon my bullshit. No need to pardon that. That's kind of a way a lot of people feel. Biff Boffo says eBay is not sophisticated enough to upsell items that complement a purchase. Instead, they spam the promoted listing rows haphazardly with identical items. I'm sure they don't prefer this, but this is what it is. Okay, so you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying. You're saying that they are releasing a product before it's ready to work properly. I agree. They shouldn't do that. I mean, it hurts the overall experience. If eBay is at all interested in having a clean buyer seller experience, they shouldn't implement things on a beta test type situation. We're all beta testers, and unfortunately it's the only platform that I know of that seems to do this. Mercari, I'm sure they have their issues, but I don't see these kind of problems there. I don't see these problems on Poshmark. Do you ever see any problems on Poshmark?
Not like that.
Amazon, I'm sure they have issues as well, but none of these sites are anywhere close to eBay when it comes to just issues that randomly pop up and just kind of destroy the whole experience. Henri Squaw says, did the listing have best offer active? That would be a question for Josh. I'm sure he answers it later. Beard says, glad you brought proof. Josh G can't be trusted. Now, there's some people that would say, okay, I'm sure this is a thing, not, and then just click off the video thinking that I'm just doing it for views. truth is, I had a topic to discuss, but I think this one is more interesting to the community and good for Josh to bring it up on Primo's live. And Primo's like, "We'll talk about it later." And so I said, "Okay, I'll dig into it." Couldn't find any information though on it on the boards, on the community boards. Josh did post on the seller boards in the eBay community forum. So I guess we'll see if anyone else. I'm sure Josh is not the only one, unless eBay is messing with Josh, right?
He's on his own server, so they just do everything to
Yeah.
Josh.
Maybe they're trolling Josh. Maybe they, they're hitting up Josh to have a meeting, and then they cancel on him the last minute, right? Like, ha ha ha! Look what we did to Josh. Oh, let's do this new thing that we're maybe looking to launch. Let's do it to Josh when next time he gets a cancellation. Okay, here it is. Maybe it's eBay trolling Josh. Maybe Josh is the new Ina Steiner, and so we'll find out if anything else crazy happens. Silver Hair Stacker says, "Ping, I could agree to that." I don't know what we're agreeing to, but I agree as well.
Probably because you missed pings.
Yeah, I missed pings. I'm just trying to get through the comments and the side combo. Primo Kimo says, "Aloha, all this is the craziest thing yet."
Aloha.
It's crazy. Really on its surface, it's not so crazy. The option to say, look, this buyer wants to cancel. That's nothing new. Cancellations due to price is nothing new. Even with eBay's help, there's been cancellations due to, they found it on Amazon, they found it on Mercari at a lower price. They're going to say, hey, within an hour, look, I found it at a better price, I want to cancel. It sucks that eBay's assisting in this process by saying, hey, look, got a lower price for you. Why don't you cancel this and we'll get you the...
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's canceling due to price has always been a thing. But for some, it's still okay. It sucks to have to give a few bucks back, but I can still save the sale from them buying it on Mercari or whatever, however it's being done. I think for some, that's still kind of a positive. Rather than losing the sale altogether, they're still getting the sale at a few bucks cheaper. But the fact that they don't communicate this with us, here's how it works, guys. This is when it happens. This is how it happens. This is how we know that there's a $5 difference. This is what we do. But instead, they just sneak it out, and I don't know what they're doing, but they don't. This is a prime example of where eBay should be communicating with the sellers, and they just absolutely refuse. Let's see. Paul Rose says, "What's next? Stocks and tomatoes for sellers. Whoever takes the most hits in the face gets the sale. Beyond a joke."
Yeah.
It's just not right. It's just not right.
Terrible.
Anytime I play a game, or I guess we'd call this is our livelihood. I guess I shouldn't be calling it a game, but there's rules. Anytime there's rules to something, I kind of feel like we should know what the rules are. It's like playing a game, and it's a high stakes game. There's money involved, but they're only going to tell you the basics and not all the intricacies of what you really need to know as a seller. And you find out the hard way. It's just not right. Major Win says, "Oh man, just got here. Chat is electric already."
Everybody's mad.
Well, thanks for being here, Major Win.
Hello.
And I hope the takeaway, again, isn't let's just boycott eBay. It's just yet another drop in the bucket.
It's just another example why flipping ain't easy.
It's another example why eBay is making it not easy. Because overall, the process of selling in general is easy. But these things just add up and compound and compound. And it's like one after the other. It's like, what's going to happen with eBay next week?
It's like, exactly. It's like new. And every week there's something new.
It's like having a brick and mortar with a landlord that keeps changing things on you. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, you got to do, it's like, I want to run my business. Let me run my business. Don't put up sale signs on my store or, different things on my store where I'm just paying you a fee to lease your building. You shouldn't have any more say than that.
Yeah.
But here comes eBay to the rescue. Let's go ahead and manage your store like this without telling you this is going to happen. Yeah. Travis in Dallas says, "I think anything that makes things more complicated is bad. What happens with the other item he bought for less?" That's what I was trying to say without confusing myself. Or confusing Jenna, or confusing you guys. So this guy says, "I found another item for less." So he bought it, right? He agreed to buy this item for less. and then they tell Josh, you want to save the sale, it's $5 cheaper, and he takes it. So what happens here? Do they send them a message saying, hey, he just took it for your price, are you willing to go $5 cheaper? Is it a bidding war?
Is this a bidding war? Yeah.
So what happens? Do they tell the seller, here on the second item, sorry, but we're canceling your sale because of, I don't get it. So they have to be taking the buyer's word for it. And if they're taking the buyer's word that they found it for less, they're just accepting the buyer's word of how much did you buy it for cheaper? What's the difference in price? I don't know. We're all kind of wondering what happens here. And I kind of feel bad for the seller that is sort of in the middle of all this. That's like stuck in the middle. Like, am I selling my item or not? Do they let that seller know that they sold it? Or is it sort of in limbo until Josh accepts the cancellation? I don't know. It's just strange to me. Duncan VR says, all I can say is I'm glad I sell unique items. Buyer asking to cancel is more rare for me. Mm-hmm. And
I wish we had that problem.
But yeah, you see that in collectibles and things like that. These buyers in these particular categories, they know what they want. They know what the price is on this item. And chances are it's sort of a one of a kind. You're not going to see that very often. It's, he was selling a straightener. Was that some kind of a hair product? I don't know exactly what it was. A crimper tool is what Josh was selling.
I didn't even see the product.
It is not an antique. Well, he said it's vintage. It's a vintage 1990s Windmere Sizzle Touch battery operated mini hair iron, brand new, or a new old stock. It would have to be. Spam Banshee, Josh's transaction. I have so many questions. I do too. I mean, I just want to know how that process works. Who's getting shafted? If Josh takes the deal, is the other guy going, I thought I sold this? You know, did they? It's just so convoluted. It just doesn't make sense. Jennifer Hoffman says, open second store last month, and this keeps happening on the new store, showing buyer lower price, not happening on in old store. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've got them on both accounts, you know. Bearded Picker says, what's up, Dougie Fresh? Don't make me go into Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh?
Oh, Dougie Fresh. Remember Lottie Dottie? Anybody remember Lottie Dottie from 1985? I can sing the whole thing, but I won't. I'll spare you. Primo Kimo says, Cali Debs, honk, honk, honk.
You messed that up.
I know.
So bad.
I know. But
it's supposed to be the sound machine.
Dun, dun, dun. What? How does he do it? See, I need that. Yeah, whatever. We're not here to mimic anybody. Beers says, if you can't beat drunk poker players, you should quit.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, it's so bad. Anybody here that plays poker, you know, all the betting, like, okay, $10 raise, everyone calls, and then this guy's like, I didn't even look at my cards. I'm $50, and then the friend's like, I'm gonna call your $50, and no one's looked at the flop yet, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait here, and you're just waiting to hit the flop so you could take all their money. And unfortunately, that night I only won $100. It was a gold mine. There's these guys kept pulling $100 bills out of their pocket.
I know. He comes home and he lays it all on the bed, and I was like, the heck?
Well, how about this? How about the night before? I'm sitting there playing, and these guys are passing a joint around. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't do that. But these guys are doing it. And I'm like, gosh, can you guys like bring that? And it was so much smoke around. I'm sure I got a little contact there. And I'm like, guys.
I would love to see contact. That would be funny.
These guys, man, it's like,
oh my
whatever.
God.
But I mean, I'm not leaving that game. I mean, you can waterboard me, and I ain't leaving that game. It was too good to leave.
Waterboard, more like smoke board.
It was like, gosh. And then the first night, this guy was smoking this skunky ass cigarette, and he was like blowing it in my face. And I'm like, my God, there's like three of us gagging, and it was pretty bad. Paul Rose says, buyers already don't understand condition issues. That's why we get cancellation requests immediately after a sale when they are shown a cheaper price. That was out of order. This is all out of orbit. No, this is out of orbit. Again, you got two used items. Both items are going to be a little different in some way. They're going to be worn differently. One might be pristine. The other one might have a few scratches or dings or from being used, right? Used is not this. Used within itself is not the same. Josh's item let's say he sold a used item. The buyer, because it's cheaper. This thing, why is this happening? Okay, here he goes. We actually had an internet outage earlier and they fixed it. So I apologize, guys. So again,
Hold on.
Well, you're on a delay. So we're good. We're good right now.
No, you don't know that.
I know that. See, we're on a delay.
Wow, look at that.
I know that. So if you guys can see us, thank you for staying here. But again, condition is not the same within used. Used is different from each item to the next. And it just doesn't make sense to me. Christine Anderson, Jenna, the trial started slow this morning, but finished with a bang.
Oh my. Woo!
I don't know. Are we back? I'm using a.
Hold on.
Well, it says we're fired up. We're good. Hopefully we're back.
No, we're not back yet.
Can you guys see us okay? Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think we're back. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So my apologies. I think it's time. They had this outage earlier. They said it was going to take 4 hours to resolve. It took them an hour and a half to resolve it. And then I'm thinking everything's good. And then here we go again. So it's, eBay must be running this internet service that we have. So sorry about that. Far behind. Just so you guys know that we're in queue. So maybe they thought this dude, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So if you guys had a question that you had asked that I did not answer, please go in and retype it. I hate to say that, hate to ask that, but I'd appreciate it if you guys would do that for me.
Wow.
It says connection's unstable. Try plugging in the router.
Yeah, we're
That's
frozen.
What's happening right now? But please put your questions in the chat and comments again if I didn't get to them.
There's no they were frozen.
Okay, well, I'm still going to talk until they hear me. I don't know. This is absolutely ridiculous, though. All right, so I'm going to try to.
What about using your phone?
I tried that, and it's not giving me a.
Go off of.
Personal hotspot is on, and it's not allowing me to choose that as an option. This is just nightmarish. I tried the Wi-Fi. Okay, let's try this. All right, I think we're getting something here. Okay, so we're doing it this way. We're doing it with my phone as the internet service. Maybe that's why I should use as my internet provider, my phone. So we have the hotspot action going on. So
we're so blurry.
Let me know if you can see me. I feel like Josh right now. Sometimes this happens to him. So hate to use you as an example, buddy, but yeah, this is kind of, I know how you feel now. We're back. Okay, good. So those of you who are still with us, thank you for hanging out with us.
There's a horrific delay.
I don't care. Look, just pretend it's Josh talking. You guys will hang out for that, right? Through all the hiccups that he has. hate to use you as an example, buddy. Josh Galt says, that's it. If eBay is picking on me, I will stop my tennis weekends with Jamie. I know. Paul Rose says eBay should scrap the feedback system altogether. It's one-sided and too open to abuse anyway. It should just go at this point. Again,
I don't think they'll ever do it, but
they're not, because there needs to be a way to say, look, red flag, this seller is not going to deliver upon what there are bad sellers on the platform, and eBay allows those bad sellers to exist. So unless eBay finds a more creative way to get rid of these bad sellers, you're going to need the negative feedback. But unfortunately, they're allowing this negative feedback to really get passed on to sellers who are making an honest effort. And they don't look at the fact that we communicate with their buyers. They don't look at the fact that buyers don't bother to communicate with us. And they allow buyers to put whatever they want in the feedback, even if it's not true, or even if you've done everything you can to try to work with them. eBay should be able to look at that transaction and say, you know what? Yeah, they left a negative, but look, if anyone's being reasonable here, they did try. They did try to resolve the problem for the buyer and maybe correct that. But nope, they just want to be as punitive as possible across the board. It just doesn't make sense. Henri Squaw says, I just never imagined these errors and changes that are happening fast and furious. I agree. Kelly says, eBay is just digging themselves a deeper hole. I can see it working for brand new items, but used, not a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you didn't. And this poor seller is. Beers is you buy for price on eBay. Or money. They're turning into Mercari.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. And Josh, this is working in you. Click on your comments.
Welcome to the shit show.
Right here we go. Value-added resource is going to get us all some answers, or maybe not. I mean, look, a lot of these sites like Value Added Resource or E-commerce Bytes, they get a lot of their information from users who communicate with them, report to them, or they also get information off of these videos, right?
Camera equals potato, audio equals Morse code. So
are we doing the whole Japanese,
yes,
like 1970s Japanese? How's everyone doing today?
please.
Sorry, guys. Spam Batches, I hope someone from eBay is watching this. Well, they probably they probably tuned out. Anytime Picker says, Paul Rose, I won't mess around with Josh without help of Trudeau. Robert 292 says price matching is just another fee for the seller. It is.
Oh my
it
God.
is. It takes money out of your pocket. I mean, it's almost. Just try to think of what does eBay get out of this other than just trolling their sellers. Is it? Okay. No one designs it. The real question is, why does Josh have a curling iron? Josh, you're such a diva. So I'm not going to say anything like that. Jovial Juggler says, one of my favoriteest songs, We Like to Party. Oh, don't make me go on here. Lottie-dottie, we like to party. We don't cause trouble. We don't bother nobody. We're just some men that's on the mic. I'm not going to go any further. Simple Beautiful says, hey, J&J, UPS delayed. Steve K7, and I have until 5/7 to item not received. You have until they can contact right now. Okay, we're still going. Good. All right. If they don't get the package by 5/7, eBay can step in and refund on your behalf, and it's a defect. So you don't want that. You want to just resolve it. I know it sucks. If the buyer gets the package, if it shows delivered, now you want to reach out to the buyer and say, hey, will you please buy this, pay for it? They'll probably ghost you. I had a similar situation. The guy was kind enough to say, I'll pay by PayPal. We resolved it. But if you can't resolve it, then reach out to eBay and see if they can make you whole on that, because they're forcing you to give the refund. That Craigslist Hunter, if he's still with us after that fiasco.
Well, it's still a fiasco.
It's still a fiasco, but we're going to keep going anyway. Those of you who are still here, thank you so much for being with us and putting up with this BS. No One Designs says, sure, John, contact high. I bet you were running into the smoke instead of running away from it. No, it was, I mean, I'm like, it was making my contacts in my eyes really red and gnarly, and I was not having a good time. I mean, it was a good time breaking in the chips, but at the same time, it was just, and we were outside under a little patio with an awning and everything, and to my lips. Is it when? And we have a modem on the that might be don't like this. And it's back online apparently. It's back online apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's jumping back and forth, but Jovi Juggler says, oh my God.
It's because you're connected
oh my
to your
God.
phone.
No, I'm not anymore. It says that I'm not. Biff says, if Jenna can learn the Slick Rick part, a lottie-dottie karaoke would be members only. That's great. No One Design says, John, Jenna, you guys are so blurry. It looks like a Picasso picture. We got a little 95 Windows dial-up action. Anytime Pickers, if Josh dial-up has invaded Vegas. Yes, it has. I don't
know what's happening.
Get my 56K modem. Spam says the blue screen of death just appeared. Josh Galtz told him it was the best that Canadian money could buy. It was. Streaming ain't easy.
No.
That's frustrating. And then Dave, I don't know if that's his smoke from his bong or if that's just the
dial-up.
Yeah. EBS says delayed effect from dudes at poker game. Yeah. Josh says, John, you need to hand crank the modem to get it going again. Charles McBride says people will be leaving in groves if we only had a better alternative. That's just it. eBay is losing market share. As buyers are leaving the platform, they're going somewhere. Buyers are buying online. Sales are happening online. Where are these buyers going? It makes sense. They're going to places where they get a better experience. Maybe it's Mercari, maybe it's Poshmark, maybe it's Etsy, maybe it's Depop. Wherever they're going, they're leaving because they found a better experience. And eBay needs to stop this crap, stop the confusion, and just come up with a clean buying experience. And they should be growing their user base. As more people stop going to brick and mortar and start buying online, they should be growing their business, not losing business. Mm-hmm. I mean, if there was an alternative, let's say there's this brand new thing that's out there now you can buy without going on your phone, maybe just, I don't know. Maybe in 20 years, there'll be something out there that's now a different technology than just buying on your phone or your computer. But there is no such thing. So where these buyers are going, they're going to other platforms. And that's why if you're a seller, you need to branch out so you can retain these buyers, the buyer base. And the only way I know to do that is cross-listing, guys. Get your items onto other platforms. And it sounds like a commercial for TreeCat. It kind of is, but you know what, guys? They're not going to charge you anything just yet. So give it a shot. Use the link down below. No One Designs is Roman. The crackheads are half-baked to mess with something that technical. Yeah. True. Let's see. Jovial says, "Oh, John, did John use the cable bill money to pay for his new kicks and hat?" No. I made money this week. Reed 500 says, "I thought it was a problem with my computer." No, it's not.
No,
unfortunately,
just us.
I apologize, guys, for the bad internet.
And it's terrible out here in Vegas. We don't have very many options for internet, and so the two that we have, we've tried, and they're not very great. So it's, I think Vegas is behind the times when it comes to internet service.
We have Carmelicious Life. How does eBay know with the difference? So as far as the difference between Josh, your buyer wants $5 back, or, should it be 10? Or is it, again, this is the confusing part. Is the buyer putting in, this is what I found, this is how much I saved on the other item? Or is it that they saw that the buyer just purchased this other item? And if Josh accepts the $5 refund, what happens to this poor dude that just sold the item? They're like, now eBay's telling them, sorry, this sale didn't go through.
What is happening on the other end?
Yeah. Josh is, if it isn't the hand crank, maybe top up the diesel. There should be a fuel meter at the front of the modem. Bong hit intermission for Dave. So I think we're back on track, though. We're good now.
Yeah.
Josh says, I think your service provider is buying their stuff using the eBay price match guarantee.
They probably are.
Underscore says, you guys are so entertaining. It makes my day. We try to just be ourselves and have fun.
Hey, this is our normal life.
Mr. Sadie says, remember being young, going out with the guys and telling my wife I have no reception. LOL. No, this is the thing. She's actually really been to this resort. Yeah. This is one of those events where, all the guys leave the wives at home and just go and, just act crazy. But me acting crazy is sitting at the poker table, taking everyone's money. I don't drink. I don't smoke. So they do what they do, and that's fine. But she's been there. There's literally
no service.
I will get a bar it'll show up SOS mode, and it'll show a little picture of a satellite, I guess, on the iPhone. And I'm like, okay, I guess I get no reception. And then out of the blue, one bar will pop up and all my notifications will hit. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll get a text in, and that's it. It'll go away like within a minute. So I got to be very fast.
I had trouble because I was trying to call him about the Amazon debacle, and I'm trying to call him, and it was going straight to voicemail every single time. I called him like 4 or 5 times.
No One Design says, is it me or does John's face gotten better looking? Hey.
When it was blurry.
Oh, okay. Ping, we can hear you and we can see the chat, but video is frozen. So that's earlier. YouTube just
Well,
price
we're
matched us to
blurry.
another live show. Are we blurry?
Mhm.
Oh, well, we're going to get through this thing.
You got a red
this
light
is-
on your face.
Let me just tell you guys, this is what it's like selling on eBay. Doing a live stream when you have shoddy internet is what it's like selling on eBay. And guess what? We're going to power through it. We're going to realize that you guys are going to see little choppiness here and there, but we're still going to make this thing work.
You look so bad.
Do I look bad?
Oh my God. Well, look at you.
Well, that's fine. Bearded Picker says eBay made John price match. Now he can't afford internet service. Paul Rose says, love you guys, but it would take me half an hour to type all my comments in again. I can remember them all. There were a few glitches on other lives today, not just you guys. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe eBay has some kind of connection with my internet carrier, and they're doing everything they can to get me to shut up. Look, and just so eBay's out there and they know if they're watching this, this isn't a knock on you guys. Look, I still feel like eBay is the best place to sell your stuff. We make good money on your platform, but you guys got to do better. And you guys need to take the feedback that you're seeing on these forums and on these videos and on these lives and really consider the fact that this is affecting people's everyday lives. When you offer them a sale and you take that sale away because you show an item that you shouldn't be showing, that's on you. The seller shouldn't have to pay for your lack of technology or whatever you're doing that for. You need to stop it. That's a huge problem. That's a huge, I mean, you're losing money. Anytime you take a lower price than the one that the buyer was happy with, you're losing money. Anytime Picker, is that Mercari seller that sold John's shoes fault? No, not at all.
The internet.
I know. Josh Golf says, John and Jenna, your broadcast is coming in clear here in the Great White North, eh? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Mike Gertis says, on the positive side, price matching will lower your tax burden. Yeah, well, I think we all, look, people get mad about returns. People get mad about paying extra fees to eBay, right? But these all come along with better sales. If I get more returns, chances are I had better sales. If I'm paying more in eBay fees to eBay this year than last year, chances are I had better sales. So for me, I want to say, okay, I'm paying, even though I don't like paying taxes, I want to pay more in taxes because it means I made more money this last year. Henri Squaw says he brought the smoke with him. That is what we're seeing.
Yeah, because we look like absolutely.
I don't know.
dogs.
We'll get it figured out. It really irritates me. If I'm paying more, then I'm paying more. I'm not going to deal with this anymore with this internet because it's just frustrating. It's not fun when you have to sit here and play with this stuff. Josh says 1 Foot Flipper is saying that this is eBay's way of stopping cancellations. But cancellations are, I mean, you can
part
have
of the business. I mean,
Yeah. You can cancel on other sites, but one way to stop cancellations is to do just like we just said. Stop showing the same item once they bought it. Why are you showing anything there? Now, maybe it's their way of saying, look, guys, we're showing your promoted listings on all these different pages. And hey, we're showing them on every page we can find because we really want to help you sell your item. Well, it's not the right way to do it. And it just takes a competent programmer to say, we're going to show your items on all these other screens, but not the purchase screen or not the final screen after they purchase the item. Maybe say, we're not showing any items there. This is just your receipt. That would be a better way to do it. I think I got skipped here. Okay, here we go. The Mad Scientist says the first full of Fight Club if you don't talk about Fight Club. Don't know about Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club as you don't talk about Fight Club. I don't know anything about Fight Club. I haven't watched that movie. Basket Noodle says small curling irons really feel great on chest hair.
Oh, geez.
That would hurt. Mike Gertis says on the positive side, price matching will lower your tax burden. We read that. Henri Squaw, he brought the smoke with him. That is what we're seeing.
Yeah, you're reading them over.
I don't know. I'm just seeing these pop up again.
Don't go up. Go down.
Let's see. I'm going down. We're clear again. That's good. I like to be clear. Baskin
But
Noodles
we're
says, what's
not.
happening on the other end of Josh's sale? Some poor slob so angry he's eating his toilet brush. Paul Rose got an eBay message yesterday targeted to buyers about luxury handbags and the authenticity guarantee program. Oh, bugger off. Thought they were pivoting back on their core values. Yeah. It just is what it is. Ping G says, are you Major Win, are you coming to Anaheim for Mother's Day or going to Disneyland or both? I'd like to go to Disneyland. Go see Star Wars. I want to go see that Star Wars area they have set up.
You want to go to Disneyland?
I would like to go to Disneyland to see that. Noah Design says, this is a cakewalk. Try teaching crackheads to use utensils to eat their lunch.
Oh my God.
Sounds like you need to hire better people.
Yeah.
Shane, Soda City Flips back from dinner, and I see I missed an outage. I said a bunch of amazing shit on the chat. Shane. Yeah. Asking the person I wasn't aware I had an everyday life. Now I'm really confused. Yeah, no one design says, Devon, keep drinking. John's face will become clearer. Serial 411 says, what provider? It's WeLink. And you know what? It's been okay up to this point. We've had them for like about 8 months now. And every bit of, 500 upload, download, 500 upload. It's been pretty good. But I don't know what the heck they're doing, but it's still up. So we'll see. I'll have to call them and say what's going on. Basket Noodle, programmer equals software engineer. We've been liberated. Let's see. Serial says, picked up a 1949 cast iron pan yesterday. Should I clean the rust off or not? I would say if you could actually refinish it, there's a way you can get the rust off of there. But you're getting rid of years of seasoning on that thing. But I mean, who wants to use a rusted pan? I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Samantha Hunter, good evening. John and Jenna.
Hi, Samantha.
Thanks for being here. You probably missed the snafu that we're dealing with.
We look really blurry. We have terrible internet.
The flipping sports guy says, WeLink sounds like it would be some dating website or app.
I know. It's dumb.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it was just, we had a problem with the internet
we had
last
a lot
year.
of wind. So that is probably attributing to this.
Samantha says, haven't been here in a while. eBay and buyers mental damage me and need a rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it can be very taxing.
Basket Noodle, the WeLink dating app where everyone looks blurred. Yes. So guys, the overall takeaway from this is just yet another deal that we're dealing with eBay. Another glitch. I don't know if it's a glitch. It looks like it's by design. I wish it was a glitch, but it's obviously they had to program that message in for Josh to accept the offer or not, or the lower price or not. And it just makes me scratch my head. Again, if eBay would communicate this to us, it would be a lot easier. I'm sure there'd be people not happy with, the implementation of this, but at least we'd understand that this is happening. But to find out and to have no idea this is going to happen and to be put on the spot where you have to make a rash decision. You can't even go out of that screen to go and see, well, what am I into the item for? Can I afford to give $5 more off? You are put on a spot to make a quick decision on to save the sale or to not. Well, bad on eBay for designing that like that. So hopefully they take the feedback for what it is, not a bash. It's not a complaint. It's not me complaining. It's just me reporting it to you. We all have our opinions on it. I think it could be a good thing for some items, and it's a horrible thing for others. But I'd like to know how it's being implemented. Who's suffering here? This poor third-party seller who's thinking they're getting a sale because they found a lower price, and then Josh says, no, I'll take $5 cheaper. Are they losing out on the sale? If that's the case, it's going to happen to you and I, thinking we got a sale, but now we don't. So, again, there's too many questions that aren't being answered, and eBay is not doing their part in answering those questions. But dealing with that and still making sales on the platform and pushing through, something I would hope that you guys are doing. It's yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I think we're going to end it here because we're at the end of the chat. But
everybody head over to Soda City Flips Shane's channel because he's going live after.
Yeah.
And I hope that he has better internet service than we
Yes,
do.
you should get a better stream on his channel today, but we're going to fix that whole problem. So next time it's not an issue. Friday, hopefully you guys tune in, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Jenna will not be here, so I'm going to need some help maybe. Maybe I'll have to have a guest on to help me get through that hour.
Are you making fun of me?
I am not.
Lies.
I am not. I would never do that. But I want to thank you guys for being here and have an excellent rest of your week and go out and get those sales, guys, regardless of the problems that we're experiencing on the platform.
We love you. Have a great week. I will see you next Monday.